care who they put in there at tackle. Woo! They got to deal with that. There we go.
What's going on, sports fans? It's Josh Williams back again live on Instagram. As you look around, it's getting a little sexy in here, so we're making some upgrades to the studio. I am honored to be the first person in Studio B to be rocking the new studio. But without further ado, have to introduce the bearded one to my right. George, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. I am very pleased with the way this came out. This was about 8 hours this weekend of cutting panels and doing man shit. Yeah. It's really just doing the Lord's work, man's work, and it looks good. I'm soaking it in with you because, like you said, this is the first show. I texted you about it yesterday.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay then. All right. We also have to introduce the dimpled, curled one in the back. Since George is to the right, that means Mr. Joey's in the back. Joey, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks.
There it is.
Glad to be here.
There you go. Rocking the curls. Nothing wrong with that.
Per usual.
But yeah, man, exciting show today. Got to get into a little bit of Jersey Jam. We're not going to, dictate the entire show around Jersey Jam, but we will go through the second round matchup. So shout out to everyone that's in the Jersey Jam, and good luck again starting today. As soon as we get off air, I'm gonna be starting to post the new matchups. But also have an exciting interview with my brother.
Isn't that nuts?
Jerome Junkyard Dog Williams is finally joining the show. He's going to be joining via Zoom because he doesn't live in Vegas anymore. So we will be having him on to talk a little bit of March Madness a little later on in the show. But without further ado, we're going to go around the world in sports. And first off, our Around the World in Sports segment today is brought to you by our friends at Coco Love, the beverage of choice of the American Fan 365. Head over to www.cocolovewater.com for your own case of coconut refreshment and use the code TAF365 for your discount on Hawaiian Beach vibes. Hydrate with love. Drink Coco Love today.
Oh, this is like a really good. So usually they are sweeter. This one's a little more on the watered down side.
Oh, okay.
But I love watered down drinks.
Okay, all right.
It's tough to water down water.
Yeah.
But like this tastes very good. This is a nice balance, refreshed Coco Love.
There you go. Starting off first, we're going to talk a little UFC fight night this weekend. It was Rose Namajunas getting the dub. Shout out to Rose. Congratulations. Thug Rose, always a friend of the show. Love her. Absolutely love Rose. And also to my boy Miles Johns, picking up another win, moving up the ranks, trying to get a ranking next to his name. So talked to him a little bit earlier today, so looking to have him on the show in the next week or two. But that wasn't the news from this week's UFC. Did you see did you see Bitegate?
Oh my God! Yeah, man's got like a super big mark. Hold on, I'll find that picture for us.
Yeah, that
was crazy.
So Igor Severino bites his own countryman mid-fight while in control. That was the weirdest part. Like he had control time in this moment, and bit homeboy in the arm, and was immediately cut following his UFC debut. So. Shout out to him getting fired on his day, I guess, first day on the job. That's hard to do.
Look at this, dude. That's nuts. How do you do that with a mouthpiece on?
Yeah, he got after it.
How do you do that with a mouthpiece on?
Well, look at it. Mike Tyson got a whole ear off.
Was Mike Tyson wearing a mouthpiece?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought back then they just used to box.
Oh my God. This isn't the 30s.
They used to play hockey without helmets. They used to box without mouthpieces.
This is true. At some point they did box without mouthpieces. That's true.
That's a clean chomp, dude.
Yeah, he was going for meat.
Mm-hmm.
Pause.
Whoa, yeah, well, that's his fault. I don't think maybe that's what he wanted.
Oh my goodness, but yeah, that is definitely a way to start your UFC career. But the craziest part, like I said, it was his countrymen. They were both from Brazil. So it's like, how do you bite your own people? Like, don't make us all look bad. Like, what's wrong with you right now?
Yeah. Do you think you just do that for like a publicity stunt? Like,
I don't, like I said, I didn't watch that fight. I didn't watch even a moment of that one. But, for him to do that, like I said, while in control, like, I don't know what had transpired prior to that. So was he losing the fight? But like, he basically, he had his back. And so he, I guess his head was like tucked in underneath his arm. And at that moment, he took a chomp.
yeah, that's nuts, dude.
Tough times.
Effective, but
definitely effective. But we got to talk about Mr. Shohei Ohtani. Last week, a little after the show, some reports came out that his interpreter had been stealing and moving some of his money to offshore accounts. And then now, George, it's sounding like Shohei. We don't know if Shohei had involvement, how much he knew, how much he didn't know.
Yeah.
He wasn't allowed to talk to the media when they were in Korea.
Smart.
And I think I sent you a video. Do you have a video of that?
Yeah, Joey, pull this up.
Go
dude.
ahead.
Pull this up.
Shohei, were you directly involved in gambling?
Sorry, no speak English.
Oh shit, that's hilarious. Josh. Wow. Wow.
So-
that is what I was going to say as a joke after all this. That is so good, dude.
That's unfortunate.
No speak English.
So, man, I hope that this didn't happen, especially, listen, we thought, I thought, I said on our MLB preview that I thought that Shohei was going to have a little bit of a down year based around, just the hatchet job that was his surgery on that elbow.
Yep.
But, who knew that he might be suspended for some gambling versus a trip to the DL.
Dude, and it's always the best players, right? Like, it's always the ones that are like, they can guarantee that these bets are going to hit. There's no way he didn't know.
Oh, that bet's hitting. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, me, MVP, I promise you. Like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, I'm the greatest. Nobody's ever seen this. When you're in the same conversation as Babe Ruth, mark me down to win every MVP for the remainder of time.
Literally in the same conversation as Babe Ruth. So it's not good. Exciting that I guess technically the MLB season has started because those games that the Dodgers had in Korea were actually regular season games. The rest of us are still in spring training, but baseball, I believe, does start this weekend. So I think it starts on the 28th.
Okay.
So exciting news to see that baseball is moving forward. I've actually, and I'll say this just because while we're on the subject of baseball and then also the Jersey Jam, I've come up with another concept for the summertime.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna call it the moments. Everyone can submit their what they think the greatest sports moment is.
Woof.
And
That's tough.
and we're gonna go with a Sweet 16. I ain't got the energy to be doing 64 every single time. This is God's work. But we're gonna go with a Sweet 16, and the winner, same as normal. We're gonna vote and all of those things. But the winner of the moments is going to get 2 tickets to a game, of their choice within reason. Jesus, until we get like a Vivid or some kind of seat sponsor.
Yeah.
Within reason, keep it easy on my pockets. And I'm gonna also see if I can get that sponsored, and I'm gonna see if my friends that have the Lamborghinis, if they can get a Lamborghini rental when they're in Vegas.
I mean,
So
why
that's-
wouldn't you submit your best? So I would imagine you're gonna get extra than 16, like a lot.
Oh
extra.
yeah.
But you're gonna
please.
have to vet them. You are the judge, the preliminary judging.
Yes.
And then the people do judge. I would imagine.
Yes.
Just like Jersey Jam.
So think like Okay, perfect example. Think Michael Jordan's last shot with the Bulls, or even the last sequence, because that's a whole sequence. Truthfully.
Ooh, maybe you should do a clip like it's a time length.
Okay.
Like you can't just say like the last drive of a Super Bowl. You
That's
got to
tough.
choose a play, Or
Okay. So like the catch for Joe Montana,
right.
with I'm blanking on his name, and I know you don't know it because you're not old. I'm just messing with you. That's oh man, Dwight Clark in the back of the end zone versus the Cowboys to send the
49ers.
Niners to the Super Bowl.
Gotcha.
Jordan's the shot versus Cleveland, punching air. You know what I mean?
I think it's a play. I think it is a play.
LeBron James, the block, like certain
Correct.
things, like, you got to find a moment that not only do you feel is impactful to you, but also that just like the Jersey Jam, it will be impactful to others as well. So that's something for you guys to chew on and think on. I've told a few people about it already, but I figured I'd say it on air and just get it out there. So, man, George, the U.S. men's national team, after, Lord have mercy, Jesus, a dicey win over Jamaica, tying the game literally in extra time, the last moment of extra time to send it in regulation to send it into extra time, and then getting 2 goals in extra time to beat Jamaica 3-1. Mexico in the nations, this is the Nations Cup. Mexico blew the doors off of Panama 3-0. So it's like, oh man, Mexico's looking good. And then 2-0. U.S. men's national team goes to work again on Mexico. And, here we go. Here's the first one. This is Mr. Tyler Adams. First off, Balogun, that's just so much skill. But here we go. A thunder crack from outside the box.
Damn, those are the best ones.
Let's go, Tyler Adams. That is absolutely beautiful. And then after this one, then we've got, man, the child that they keep trying to hold back. They keep trying to hold back my man, and why did I just blank on his name?
Not Pulisic.
No, not Pulisic. Pulisic is the one that set it up. But, thank you, Gio Reyna. I just had to see his face. Gio Reyna, he should never, ever be a substitute ever again. He needs to be in the main 11. And he's shown his skill. He saved us the first game. He had multiple assists on goals that first game versus Jamaica. So he needs to just be out there. He has too much skill to be sitting on the bench, and us like, oh, bring in Gio, and it's like, bro, he should just already be out there.
Yeah, a guy like Gio Reyna too. It's like one of those things where it's got to feel a little weird for a player of Hispanic descent to play against Mexico. It's like a badge of honor,
Yeah.
And that's a huge game. I saw so many memes of people playing FIFA and running up the score in Mexico. Just had to get my frustrations out real quick because we whooped their ass. The ones where it's 101-0.
Oh yeah.
That's how it felt.
Nothing but through balls, just through passes over and over again. Finally, to wrap up, to put a bow on Around the World in Sports, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, says he's going to pull an Eli Manning. And if you know what that means that he, just like Eli Manning, when he didn't want to go to the Chargers because the Chargers were a trash organization back in the early 2000s. This is before LT. Archie Manning got involved and was like, we ain't going to San Diego. And then that's how he got traded for Phillip Rivers to New York. So Coach Prime is saying Shador and then also Travis Hunter and also his son Shiloh, they're not going anywhere cold.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going. It sounds like anywhere that Deion played outside of San Francisco or Atlanta, because he said no Dallas, no Baltimore, no Washington. So all of our teams are gone. So George, what teams are left?
Well,
in terms of in the main thing really to think about is what teams are left that actually need quarterbacks. So go ahead, think about it.
Well, the Saints currently,
okay,
they weren't on that list, so
okay,
I'll put them there.
One.
Seattle.
No, just traded for Kirk. Just traded for Sam Howell too.
They got Sam Howell.
Remember they traded their third round pick and some pick swaps to my Commanders for Sam Howell, and then also they still have Geno, and they signed Geno to that deal. So that's
but they still got another year, maybe 2.
Yes, but would you go for like if the wheels come off the bus this year and they have a horrible season, because to get Shedeur, they're gonna have to be top 5 probably.
Right.
So to get him,
But that's saying if Shedeur goes out this year.
he is. He's a senior.
Officially.
He's a senior. It's over.
Right. There's no funny business.
There's no more eligibility left, so he got to go.
Coach Prime said I actually used the wrong date on the birth certificate, and I get an extra year with him. What about Shiloh? Are they the same? No.
Yeah. Shiloh's the older brother. So technically, he was already. I thought he had to come out last year, but then somehow, ifto facto. But I think it was the
COVID year,
COVID stuff.
So he gets 7 years or whatever.
Because I think he's 23.
So bold. It's bold to do this so early on and so far away from like when you can actually be drafted. Like, bro, like Coach Prime out of anybody should just know that injuries are a real possibility, and then when you start doing this early draft stock and creating like narratives, like it's not good. Like I feel some type of way about Caleb Williams. I'm not on the side of Caleb Williams is going to be a superstar. I'm more so on the side now of Caleb Williams doesn't want to do shit at the combine, only, is planning on going to certain teams. So to me, as a football fan, I'm like, I want Caleb Williams to suck on a whole nother level.
Yeah,
and
you're cheering against him.
And that's Caleb Williams' own doing. That's not his father going on podcasts and saying this shit. But once your dad's doing this, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because he's not. Let's fucking pump the brakes. He was maybe the 10th best college quarterback in the NCAA this past year.
You think so?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's just he's got room to improve.
Oh, for sure. No, for sure.
But I don't know. It's just. It didn't seem like he had a model of what it takes to be successful as a quarterback in the NFL.
Okay. It's I mean, look, for me, I think the biggest thing, like you said, it is way, way, way early because this is still in the draft process of this year. So we're already talking about next year's draft, and we haven't even played next year's games. So
right.
that was a little bit unfortunate, I would say. But look, if we're going to talk about what teams he could go to, your Saints is definitely up there. The Falcons were up there, but now they've given all that money to Kirk Cousins, so Texans don't need a quarterback. The Cowboys might, but he said no Cowboys, so something might be going on there with Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Maybe the Cardinals, possibly, if they have another bad year, possibly.
For sure.
That's a good one.
I feel like this conversation, and I know we're somewhat skipping over it because we're just talking about Shedeur, but like the real conversation is Travis Hunter. Like Coach Prime is like that man's father in a sense. Like I don't know what that whole family dynamic is, but I just know that Prime treats Travis Hunter the same, if not better, than Shiloh for sure. I think that's the way it's presented to us. It's really a Travis Hunter's not going to go play these places. My son is going to go play wherever the fuck he's able to get drafted. But Travis Hunter is not going to certain locations.
We'll see. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. Look, I think anything Deion, related is going to be clickable. That was he said this. He said this on $1 Million Worth of Game podcast on last Friday. So it's definitely it's going to be something to watch, something to keep an eye on. I think for sure if Shedeur is able to put together a Heisman level, season,
he's going to have the opportunity.
Yeah.
They're going to be on TV every single week.
Yeah, I pray that they fix that O-line. That's the biggest thing. The O-line and the D-line. If they've done that, if they've done enough there from recruiting and from the portal, I don't know. I lost track of what they did in the portal. But if they did enough there, then they're going to have a chance to be solid.
Just so you know, Fernando Carmona Jr., the second highest rated tackle on the transfer portal. Not one phone call.
From Colorado.
We'll keep it pushing.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It would have been tough, dude. Me and my brother talked about this shit all the time. We're like, dude, Coach Prime.
Yeah,
if he called you, like, what are you gonna do? And it just never happened.
Well, that would have been that. I mean, that's not Doesn't sound good. Now, well, again, I don't know what they recruited, so
Correct.
I wasn't paying attention.
They have their things planned out, and like their recruiting goes way deeper than, because they also could be getting the best tackle coming out of high school,
exactly.
and they're just like, oh, I don't want to.
We don't want to put somebody in front of him or in his way.
Correct.
So if they've already made promises, so no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, obviously, Coach Prime's a man of promises.
Yeah.
He's promising that they're not going to these teams.
Ain't going no place cold. So Joey, do we have our guest in the is our guest in the room?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. So all right, hold on. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna have to put a text in. He needs to hurry up. Let's see. Hold on. I'll keep filling this with just my voice.
Yeah, no, while he's doing that, I'll just give a quick little promo. The Jersey Jam has been electric. I think there's been more votes this year than last year for sure. My Love Me Sexy Jackie Moon jerseys coming in with a winning vote of 51%. It is the definition of survive and advance. I was going against what Josh said was just like a pretty girl influencer type. Very tough to beat. But I'm going to be honest, her demographic was probably looking at the Jersey Jam like, oh, whoa, she's just a part of something else now. Like, didn't even vote for her. Probably voted for my jersey.
Hey, you know what? I can tell you. So Jenny, who you beat, she's a friend of mine. She used to live out here in Vegas. She lives in Atlanta now. So no, her demo is black dudes. So yeah, I can tell you look, George won by 1 vote.
Yes.
It was look, the most minuscule of numbers. Like I want to say there was like maybe 3 or 4 matchups where it literally came down to 1 vote.
Oh,
so man. And George, I will tell you, I made a mistake, and from one of my accounts, you got to vote for me. So that 1 vote was Joshua.
You're a beast, dude. You're a beast.
Because I was definitely pulling for Jenny.
Hey,
but that's neither here nor there. You gotta man. We can. Is our guest here?
Yeah, he's in here.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead.
You want me to run his video first?
Yeah. Go ahead and run that. Go ahead and run that video so we can get him queued up. Right. Go ahead.
Toss it up there, Joey.
Lead that break at the Garden. That was an oop from AI. I don't know how much of this Jerome can or cannot see. You know how hard it was for Jerome to get a pass on time from Allen Iverson? I can tell you, it was difficult. Oh my goodness. But these right here are the type of plays that got Jerome to the league. Being able to lead the break as a big Jerome, we'll talk about it, but Jerome was originally a point guard. So when he was recruited to go to Georgetown, he was recruited as a point guard, and then, they went and got a young, they said 6'3", but really 5'11" guard out of jail that ended up being Allen Iverson, and the rest is history. But without further ado, I have to introduce my middle brother, my big brother, Jerome. Oh, Jerome, he actually punched in too. Oh, okay. See, the video clips is what pulled him out of the darkness. He said he wasn't going to be able to be live today. He was with Jeremiah. Jerome, how you doing today?
Hey man, I'm doing good, brother. Always good to be on your show, right? The American Fan. Always glad to be here, brother. So, glad to see some of them old highlights. Shaking up the dog pound as we do. Had some good teammates, obviously Allen Iverson, Hall of Famer, something to watch, playing with him. So good to see y'all, man.
Yeah. I still don't know how we don't have the behind the back or two, because you had 2 behind the backs at Georgetown. One was versus the big boy in Syracuse, and then I can't remember the other one. But look, both of those
Seton Hall. Yep.
Seton Hall was the other one. That's right. Seton Hall was the other one. But both of those, I don't know how that didn't make the highlight tape, but I was like, dang, that was the main one I wanted. I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it.
Right.
But
No, that's good.
but yeah, I gotta start. It's March Madness, so I wanted to get you on this week, and then I got Mike Bibby coming up next week. So shout out to those of you still watching. Be sure to tune in next week as well for Mike Bibby's take on March Madness. But I wanted to ask you, what's the difference between your conference tournament and the NCAA tournament, both in terms of emotion and scheming up things and just kind of your overall take?
Yeah, the overall take is simple. The Big East was one of the best leagues back in the day, best conferences back in the day, still is today. I mean, this year, obviously we only got 3 teams in, which is insane, Josh. I don't even want to get into that. But they showing, they're 6-0, and all these other conferences, 3-6. I mean, 3-8. Look. They don't have anybody undefeated. So let's just stop there, right there. We got 3 teams in the Sweet 16 out of, 65.
Yeah.
So obviously the Big East is still doing what it does. To your point, your question, for the most part, we playing in a tough league. And what that means is we're beating up on each other each and every day. So when you go to the tournament, you've already seen Seton Hall, Syracuse, Connecticut, all these teams
Villanova
back, 2 times.
Yeah.
So now in the tournament, you've got the footage, and now you're in a neutral zone. You're in Madison Square Garden. Some fans get to get there, a little bit more than others. So, the Connecticut's, they have an advantage. St. John's, Seton Hall, those are the teams. Syracuse, they got a slight advantage over all the rest of the teams because of the proximity.
Yeah.
Even Villanova had a better proximity than we had. But that's not it, right? The point is now show and prove. It's anybody's game. And then in retrospect, when you go into the regular season NCAA tournament, well, now you've been in this tournament where it's been helter-skelter, hard-nosed. Everything is happening. Everything is just moving and shaking. Now you get to go against people in other conferences, and the Big East has shown time and time again. We're one of the toughest conferences. So that is what the difference is, right? You get to go up and match up against teams that you didn't see. And now it's showing that, look, the Big East knows how to play. So that's what the difference is. That's why when you go in the conference, it is exciting. But at the same time, everybody's up. You're getting everybody's A game, their best. I remember in the Sweet 16, to get to the Sweet 16, we had to beat Weber State. And we thought that was going to be an easy game.
Oh, hold on.
And look it up.
Hold on 1 second. George, go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage, because I was going to look at you. Did you read my notes? I'll set the stage. This is back, George. This is back in 1995. Weber State this is the second round. And you can turn it up because you got to set Big John. So Jerome gets the rebound, 1-1. We only got about 6 seconds. Get it to AI. Okay, AI. He gonna take another bad shot. Lord Jesus. But Don Reed jumps out of the mezzanine to tip it in to get us to the Sweet 16 to take on North Carolina versus Rasheed Wallace and Jerry Stackhouse. So yeah, Jerome, that was actually one of my questions was, what was that moment like? And I forgot you were actually in position to tip it in too if he missed it, but it was like that would have been real close. I think they probably would have waved it off if you would have got there too. But man,
no, the best thing about that situation, right? Me and Don Reed laughed about it in the tunnel after the game, and so that was another rebound stolen by the dog, right? Because if you notice, Don Reed had his hands on the ball. But when he saw me taking it, he knew it's best to let him go and I can just take off and start running. Because he knew I wasn't going to give it up, right? So Don Reed actually, I was in my normal steal and rebound mode and stole it. And Don Reed let it go and took off running. Now, to your point, we both ended up, but I was 2 steps behind because I ended up coming down with
the
it.
rebound. That's right.
And so we always laugh about that because I always said, man, if I had let you have that rebound, I would have been the one running down. But the angle that Don made that shot, that was a tough angle,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, man, I don't know going at that speed, at that velocity. I don't know if I would have came down with it or what. So I thought to myself, it was best that I got the rebound and he went down there and got the offense rebound, because I don't think if it was reversed, the roles were reversed, I would have might have tried to dunk. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, everything happened in a split second. So
Yeah.
was
that?
I was glad that it was him and not me.
Would you say that was your fondest memory out of the tournament, out of your 2 years?
Yeah, that was definitely a fondest memory, because those are one of those things that get replayed, and because of the last second, because of the magnitude of making it to the Sweet 16, and the fact that it was AI, myself, a whole bunch of future NBAs, Othello Harrington, Jahadi White. Like, it was a lot of us that were going to be in the league, and for us to have to go down to the wire like that was something to watch.
Yep. Now, what is your worst memory from the tournament? What can you remember?
Man, my worst memory from the tournament is UMass. UMass, man.
Elite Eight, 1996.
Elite Eight, losing to Marcus Camby. The payroll was just too much for Georgetown to compete with. Allen Iverson and I got $40, in our per diem, for the week, not per day, for the week, $40. And we had to make that work. And Georgetown couldn't compete with UMass giving up $450,000. That's a different checkbook, a different check that was written to one guy.
Caliparian.
And he was worth it because he was a number 2 pick in the draft, Marcus Camby. But at the same time, can't compete with that. Yep. So that was my worst memory, because they then rescinded years later their Final Four appearance. They rescinded. So I'm like, well, what does that mean? Are we honorary Final Four like with my team? Because you took that away because he accepted the money. Like,
can we cut down the nets? Can we get the nets down?
Yeah, just explain it to me so I understand what's going on, so I can report back to my teammates, AI, Othello. There's a lot going on, like a lot of work that went into that. And, we, like I said, $40 and $450,000. There's a lot of zeros missed. So I was on the other end of that,
I hate you so much. What was it like? Because that year, 96, the Sweet 16 and Elite Eight, you actually played at the Georgia Dome. What was it like playing at a football stadium? Obviously, once you got to the league, and the Hawks were still playing at the Georgia Dome at that point before they got Phillips and now State Farm. What was it like to play in a football stadium?
It was the worst thing ever. You too far away from the fans. I mean, mom and dad are there, and you're like, where are you? And they so far away from the court. It's bad. Like I didn't like it because you're so used to doing a traditional stadium, and now you're in a situation where it's too far away.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the feeling of that. But at the end of the day, it was a lot of people in that stadium.
Yeah.
It was a lot of people in that stadium. So, you take the good with the bad, but I think the regular stadium is the way to go.
There you go. Now, what George and I have had our conversation on NIL. What do you feel? What do you think the NCAA, or not NCAA, but college athletics is getting right with NIL right now? What do you think they're getting right most?
Man, the NIL, things that you see nowadays with the kids making the money, I think it's a great opportunity. I think it's only going to get better. They do have to get their timing down, because if you're not going to make these student athletes full-time employees and give them health care and other things and let them unionize, then what you're going to have to do is really, just keep pushing the pendulum on being able to fairly give kids the amount of money that they deserve in reference to the football and basketball players, because of the sponsorship dollars that are involved in, these two sports. The amount of money that's made, the billions of dollars, can be spread equally with these players, with the use of their name, image, and likeness to be able to play these sports. And I think that at the end of the day, this is a long time coming. I mean, you think about it. Back in the day, Allen Iverson, myself, Othello Harrington, we were the first players to break out with the Jordan 11s. It's one of the most highest grossing shoes in the history of sports.
Yes.
And we debuted them. We wore them the whole season. And
you didn't like those. Remember, you didn't like the 11s. You didn't like playing in those. What about the 11 didn't you like? Because you said they were like too slick, right? If I remembered right.
Oh yeah, they were definitely slick. They were like some ice slippers out there. But guess what? Mike made them. So guess what? They look good. Trust me, but I tell you, we were the flyest thing walking out there. You know, the Jordan 11s is them things is, hey, they hitting on all cylinders from the appeal perspective.
Yes.
When you go to play in them, okay, that's a different animal, right? You got to hit them curves. Got to hit them curves right. You see them?
This is it right there. That's the one. That was the one that you played in. That's the exact one.
Right. Black on white. Man, we jumping out the gym just like Mike.
Man, now so talking about shoes, talking about jerseys. I am sorry to inform you that the two of your jerseys, both Hoyas, went down in the first round of the Jersey Jam. The gray ones went to the Sweet 16 last year, and I think the blue ones went to the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8 last year, and both of them dropped. But Gabby J is holding you down with the Pistons teal, and she's made it to the second round. So she's got so you got to match up with Reggie Miller starting today. So that's what's going on with the Jersey Jam. So that's what's next with that. But I did want to also ask you. Let me see. So what do you feel the biggest need is to improve NIL? So you spoke about healthcare. I've spoken about unionizing, the children. And this was actually something that came up a couple episodes ago with George in terms of, now with NCAA football getting back out there, or college football getting back out there, and the players only getting $600 and a free copy of the game. Do you feel that that's fair on a game that they're going to make $1 billion off of probably?
No, absolutely not. I think that the biggest thing that needs to happen in sports right now for college and NIL is that, there has to be some transparency. Just like in the NBA, the players are getting, 50%, 51% of BRI, basketball-related income.
That's right.
And they need to have that for football-related income and basketball-related income in the NCAA. And the different conferences are different levels, right? Yes. So we're not saying a kid in the American Conference, American Athletic Conference, gets the same as the kid in the athletic conference, the ACC, right? Mm-hmm. There's definitely two different bags there, because one is on CBS, ABC, right, and ESPN every weekend, and the other one, they don't get too many TV games. So if that kid gets a scholarship to that conference, it has to be related to that BRI.
Yes. And
that's where the NCAA has to improve. When you say what needs to be done, that's the number one thing. Because there has to be transparency so that the kids understand, hey, which one is the biggest feeder? And if I go to this conference, what's the NIL look like based on how many TV games?
Yes.
How many things are they getting? How many sponsors does that conference have? And so that pool of money gets, okay, how many teams? Now you can break it down per team. What's the markets look like? Because the New York market is different than the Rhode Island market. The Rhode Island market is different than the DC market.
That's right.
Right? Connecticut. So you have to do some, forensic accounting to make sure that everybody's accounted for, the dollars are accounted for. So now we can get a better perspective on, hey, what's the difference between a kid going to Georgetown and a kid at Syracuse? Or what's the difference between the kid at Duke and North Carolina versus the kid at NC State, or
Middle Tennessee
even vice
State.
versa,
Yeah.
BCU.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Those kids aren't created equal. Those kids are not on the same playing field, obviously. So there is a difference in NIL value from that kid to the other kid. Yeah. So that's what we need to start to. NCAA has to make sure that now there's some transparency which there's never been, right? And they never want to tell you how much money they're making because then you might get a little sick. So, right, they're making sure they're holding it close to the vest, which is a smart move. But at the end of the day, it's going to cause probably a little bit more havoc than needs to be because no one knows. You got all these kids entering the portal and they're just saying, hey, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm just wanting to move. And it's sort of like, but hold on. You might be in a situation where you're better off staying where you're at in an NIL value perspective.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, because now that's the driving force. It's no longer the institution. It's no longer the shoe company that they represent. It's how much money in NIL, how much brand exposure can I get? You know, it's not about the classes. It's not about the degree.
Yeah.
It's changed. The landscape has changed. And I think a lot of the coaches are changing alongside it.
That's it. Well, first off, if you are liking this this conversation we're having with Jerome Williams, please make sure you smash the like button and make sure you're sharing it with your people. We definitely appreciate it. We definitely need that. So make sure you do that. Jerome, I'll get you out of here on this last question. So the last arena that you played in was Madison Square Garden. That was also the site of St. John's games, Big East tournament games. Can you talk about the Garden and then also now with all the upgrades that they've made, the Knicks coming back, what does it mean for the NBA? And then also what is the Garden? What do you feel the Garden means just for basketball in general?
Yeah, I mean, that's the world's famous arena for a reason. I mean, some of the biggest moments, some of the biggest stars, whether on the basketball court or in music and entertainment, have been to the Garden. And the way they have it set up where the spotlight is on the court is one of the few arenas in the NBA that has that persona,
that feel.
And yeah, and having played, in college there in big time games, lost the Big East championship to Ray Allen at the last second buzzer beater, and I actually took the shot, so I can't even talk about my teammates. It's me. Yeah, Allen Iverson missed, but then it was me after that. And I didn't have the same ending that Don Reed had with the other situation. So
we'll run that clip. We'll run that clip on that. I got you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I remember because I was there. We was up 20.
You were there. You were there.
We was up 20, and this is hold on, Dro. We gotta sit here for a moment. We was up 20, and this is back. I'll set the stage. This is back when 20 points. When you up 20. That's canceled Christmas. The game is over. We ain't shooting threes. There's no coming back from down 20. The game is a wrap. And then slowly but surely, coming out of a TV timeout. First off, shout out to Georgetown back in those days because the TV timeouts, they used to bring all the chairs on the court. And they were the first team to do that. That was back when they had to break the chairs apart. So I remember all these things, Jerome. So, but up 20, UConn starts slowly coming back. And our shot selection continued to go down, and we were up one, still with about 12, 15 seconds left. Ray Allen jumps up, takes an ill-advised shot, floats on air. Skagoosh. We're down one.
Whoa, but slow it down frame by frame.
Okay.
He was actually going to pass it to my guy.
Yes.
I stepped in the passing lane and was hyped up because I was like, if we make this pass, I'm dunking it and Sports Center is going to be alive. And he looked and he said, oh, that's getting ready to be a turnover. And in midair from making the pass, he just... and... I gotta say, man, the Lord was shining. The angels and everybody in heaven was shining bright down on Jesus Shuttlesworth. That ball went through the net.
All net too. It was
all net.
Oh,
so guess what, man?
Man.
Miracles happen every day. That was one that came in for him.
Hey, you know what though? But in retrospect, and we always talked about this, the ride to the Elite Eight was much easier because remember them winning the Big East, they got the 1 seed, they went out west. We lost, we got the 2 seed, and we stayed on the east side. The games were in Richmond. Jesus, I remember all this, Jerome. The games were in Richmond at VCU's arena, and so we were able to stay close all the way to the Elite Eight because the Sweet 16 was in Georgia. So mom and dad went down to Atlanta, and it was good times. Good times.
I couldn't remember. I couldn't tell you where we was playing, what happened.
Yeah, I remember. I remember Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham shattered the backboard the game after.
Shattered the backboard. I remember those little. Yeah, I remember those kind of intricate details.
This stuff. Some of that stuff is in there deep. I still remember.
Is that when he hit his head on the backboard and got that?
That's it. That's it. That was good.
No,
I'm just saying with the knot.
Oh no.
Did that happen?
We were talking about Darvin Ham's knot. Like we don't know what that is. He got.
Oh, see, there you go, man. Y'all need to leave that. Y'all need to stop. Shout out to D Ham, man. I ain't letting them do that to you, D Ham. They gotta have some respect around here. Gotta have some respect.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go ahead and get back to it. Tell Jeremiah and everybody I said hi, and I'll talk to you later on.
Hey, I will, man. I got the dog out here doing some construction. As you can see in my backdrop, I'm in the construction office, because we just don't just shoot up baskets. We got to get rebounds and we got to teach toughness. And you can only do that in a construction zone. So that's what he's doing right now. He's in he was doing the Georgetown steps this morning. Then we went straight to the gym. He got up his 700 shots. Now we're at the construction zone. He's out here cleaning up the driveway, shoveling dirt, moving cement blocks, whatever he got to do to get to dog pound level. So dog, Josh, Uncle Josh for Jeremiah, we saying huge shout out to you. Everybody tune in to the American Fan, because if you're not watching, you don't know what time it is. Dog pound.
See you later, Jerome. Thank you. All right, guys. So to close out the show, we're going to talk about this Jersey Jam, the matchups. I promised you guys we're going to go through the matchups.
Did you send it?
I sent it. So you should have it. They should be in your
my Instagram,
your IG. You don't have it?
I just think it did the infinite send.
Yeah, no.
My friend.
Yeah, see, they should have them all.
Let me just close out of Instagram.
Yeah.
Reopen.
Yeah, because they it's showing they sent. I can send them individual if you want, if that's better. You think that's better?
Yeah.
I'll send them all individual.
Hit them up.
All right.
Dude, your brother, I remember announcing the Ball Dogs All-Star Game 2 years ago, and he was one of the slam dunk contest judges.
Mm-hmm.
Just one of the nicest human beings that was there judging the event that day. Like, just he gives a shit about like the process of youth growing up and like feeling very important. And he was every bit of the junkyard dog when he was announcing that, or judging the slam dunk contest, which is a tough thing to do, by the way.
Yeah. And
for high schoolers,
George, I'm an idiot. I sent them to myself. That's what happened.
Josh,
I'm struggling today, bro. We're having some technical difficulties.
You said you sent over the show flow.
Yeah,
it was in your drafts.
Didn't send it. It was sitting still. We're you know what I mean.
You're like we're having my brother on today. I was like, did not know that. I did not. I had no clue.
That did not happen. Let's see here. All right. Hold on. Let me. Okay.
So now that we are approaching round 2 of the Jersey Jam,
yes.
How excited are you for like the workload lessening? Because it
helps. It helps.
You're
but
like, damn,
half
you mofo's are out of here.
Yeah. Look, and I was saying this before we got on air. Some of these jerseys I got to cheer against because listen, y'all ain't about to break my pockets like this. Some of these jerseys is about to take your brother out. So we're gonna have to get this thing sponsored. Mitchell and S, Jersey Nation, Fanatics, Lids. One of y'all gonna have to step up because your boy needs the help. I need some assistance. But George, you got him this time. I'm sorry.
I do.
See
I'm doing a quick little download.
There
here.
you go.
But yeah, sponsor would be amazing.
That's the plan, man. Year three, I want sponsor and then possibly even some cash incentives for fans. Because look, you start throwing $500 around in an autographed jersey. we'll start really seeing some activation, right? People be posting every 30 seconds like, hey man, listen, I need you to like, start scratching like a crackhead. Like, hey man, I really have a chance to win this thing, so I'm gonna need you to go vote.
Yeah. Oh, that's how I felt, dude. I had such a comfortable lead. I told Cameron after seeing that I almost won by 1 vote. I did not know it was that close because for a good portion of the day,
you were winning. You were winning.
I was winning like 100-0.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I'm about to fucking embarrass this
Yeah,
person.
and then Jenny started. She got on the horn.
She got on the horn.
Some votes with all districts reporting. It started getting tight. She got that inner city vote. Yeah. that liberal inner city vote came through. But
I got him pulled up.
Okay.
Now.
All right. So the first one up first. The first matchup is of course our champion. Oh no, that's not it.
Yeah. Well, home skillet, like I had to download them.
All right, you're good. I'll go on your order. That's fine.
You got to bounce with me.
So we've got
John.
Got John Orlando on the left, the cursive rookie of the year, Michael Jordan, red versus Miss Cameron, Miami Vice, pink on the right.
It's a big round for her.
This is gonna be a tougher round. Cam was able to get loose at the end of the last round. She was down a good chunk.
Yeah.
And she was able to come back. So this is gonna be the next boss.
Dude, what if she starts like posting like seductive photos on Instagram
Wow,
to like drive up
wow.
her follower count?
Wow.
That would be some bullshit.
Let's hope that doesn't happen for your girlfriend. Up next.
I mean, for the jersey. She wants the jersey, you know?
Up next, we got Michael Jordan Dream Team. This jersey is another one of those jerseys that this could break a brother's pockets. And that's Mr. Roman. Roman's got the Jordan jersey, and then Baker Cynical. He got I don't even remember who he was playing, but they shouldn't have won. He shouldn't have won. I feel like he took down a Hoya jersey.
I didn't know that those were like pinstriped in a sense.
Yeah. Not. It was kind of like it was basically the way the fabric was woven together.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's the old school Patriots. Then we got Cutman Tate in the Taylor Rose with Earl Campbell white. He wanted white. He said that he didn't want the burnt orange. He said that was my mistake and I'm an idiot. So I'm not accepting blame for that.
What is up with my man's face mask in this photo right here?
Hey man, that's
a great picture, Josh.
Gangsta. Look, my man got
Look like the Predator.
He ain't got no chin protection at all. That straight right hook is getting through. I'll tell you that.
Hit him on the button. All right.
and then we got Anthony Zimmett with the prime time red on red helmet, Atlanta Falcons. So that's gonna be a tough matchup, but we'll see. Up next, Gabe Hunterton with the Sean Kemp Seattle Supersonics. I'm telling you, this one I'm actually cheering for. I can get that jersey for about $80. So let's keep pushing that one. And then also got Allen with the Bobby Boucher. Allen had a big win. He took down an influencer. Some of these folks took down some of the influencers in the first round, man. So shout out to Allen. Bobby Boucher was a good pick. People feeling the nostalgia and they're feeling all of it. So shout out to him. He's getting through the next round. Next up, we got not your average NBA basketball influencer with the North Carolina white, Vince Carter. That one is clean, the 90s look. And then also we've got Caden rocking the Black Mamba black LeBron jerseys. We're going to see. That's going to be an interesting one. Out. That's going to be an interesting one. Ooh, this round, it's getting spicy. We got the white Bengals helmet, the white on black. That's Miss Leslie. I told her this jersey is a good one. She's like, would this work? I'm like, yep, I think it will.
It's one of the best ones.
Man, but versus the Allen Iverson AI Sixers early 2000s. This is my guy, fourth quarter P. He is saying, because originally I had the Sixers with the black lettering. He's like, nah, I want the one with the gold. First off, that picture is very hard to find because I feel like they wore those 3 times. And AI never has gold, but this one I found a slam cover and I was like, oh, that's nice. So and you got the AI shoes in there. Ooh, those are nice. That's a good picture. That helps him. Up next, got Dominique rocking the Detroit City edition. Got a picture actually with Cade Cunningham in it, not just the jersey floating on air. So that might be helpful. Versus our friend, the dog influencer, Mr. Brett Brett out here with the Splash Cavs. Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Nice throwback right there. All right.
Zydrunas
Ilgauskas. Up next, Nick Diaz coming out the smoke. Powder blue. This is the baby blue matchup. Powder blue Chargers. Nick Diaz versus the baby blue Indiana State.
Tough.
Larry Bird. Ooh, sad excuse for a mustache. Bird. Baby blue Indiana State. That's Gary Tomlinson. Gary's a huge Celtics fan, so he was originally going to pick the old school Celtics with the baby,
Yeah.
jersey straps, and I was like, bro, those are not going to advance. So he went with Indiana State and was able to take down an influencer.
Got a
so
fighter
good for him.
now.
All right, this one's tough. We've got the Pinstripe Bulls. Man, Dennis Rodman. That's our man, the king of odds, Fox Taylor, versus Miss Lexus Germany. She's rocking the matte black Carolina blue.
Those are growing on me.
I'm trying to tell you,
They're growing on me.
they're nice.
But
Those are nice.
you're not the pinstripe, dude. Yeah, you just
Pinstripes is going. That jersey's gonna be a hard
just keep
out.
using pictures of Dennis Rodman too, because he looked the best in the pinstripes out of anybody.
Him, him, Scotty, or Michael, all three work. Then we've got, let's see, this is Mason, our friend Jory, the other curled man in the back. He's going with the We Believe Warriors. Baron Davis versus the retro redo Michael Jordan 2003 All-Star Game jerseys. That's by our guy Will Lyons. So we're going to see how that one goes. Up next, talk to him just now. Jerome, Gabby J, my niece, is rocking with the teal Detroit Pistons from the 90s. We hated these jerseys with a passion in the 90s, but everything is coming back, I guess. So they're getting a second chance at life versus Pinstripe Punching Air Reggie Miller. That's going to be a tough matchup. We're going to see. Reggie Miller took down an influencer in the first round, so we're going to see. He took down Chaos Williams, so he's going back-to-back Detroit. Now, there's another blue matchup. Barry Sanders and the Honolulu Blue, our friend, former UFC fighter Justin James, coming through with Barry Sanders. He took down our $1 million man, Reggie Martin from China in the first round. Reggie got millions of followers, and he took him down with the baby blue, Honolulu Blue. And versus, let's see, that's one of my former kids, Jordan Montz. Jordan coming through with AI in the shiny blue Sixers.
Metallic blues.
Yes, sir. All right, next up we got Miss Sequoia Holmes. Sequoia made it through with, Sequoia was the only person that had other people posting for her. People were posting they had screenshot the story and they're posting it in their story like, go vote for Sequoia. Sequoia was down by like 40 votes, came back 1-2.
Damn.
So the ladies are on deck, and she's got Nosa Dude in the Michigan State cutting down the Nets, Magic Johnson from the 70s. That's going to be a good matchup. We're going to see how that goes down. And, man, AI, I'm red, Sixers throwback 1996 jerseys. I still love those jerseys. I wish they would. That one needs a retro. They need to bring those back as a throwback. That's a good jersey, man. Everything about it, the lettering, the font, it's just different. I love it. And he's let's see, that's red. Red's going up against Coach Hollins in the Heat white hot LeBron James jersey. And then I think you got one more, right? You should still. Oh no, you got a couple more. We got a couple more. We got Jackie Moon, George after his man. He got back-to-back pinstripe.
Get tropical. He's such a good movie.
He's trying to get Love Me Sexy one more time versus, let's see, that's Jay Smooth, Mr. Jamal. Jamal has got, man, the Orlando Magic pinstripes, the blue ones. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah. No,
right,
I might have to trade for a washing machine.
Yeah. Is this the last one? I think this is the last one, right?
Yeah.
Anymore. Yep. So this is our man John Vu, the number one, the champion from last year, number one seed in the Vince Carter pinstripe original Toronto Raptors jersey, and he's going up against our guy Coco Love Vinny. Let's see, where is it? Right here.
Vinny.
Let's see, turn it.
Take him down, Vinny.
Coco Love Vinny in the silver lining Raiders jersey. I still love this jersey too, so that's going to be a good matchup to watch too. So shout out to everybody in the Jersey Jam. I will be going hot on these. I think I have Veterans Minimum right after this, so these will be up today before 4 o'clock, no doubt. I'll put my splash on there. I got to think of some new songs. So it's funny because people be like, "Man, your musical taste is crazy," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
I can pull all kinds of music out
range.
there. That's right. I got I can break out the heavy metal every now and again too. Every now and again.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, if I got two white people matching up, I'm not gonna throw some hip hop on them.
Yeah, you throw some Linkin Park.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good one. That's a good one.
Of course, dude.
Numb.
Yeah.
Go numb or get some. Let's see what else I got.
You could play.
Lot of Guns N' Roses, Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's more my feel.
Go Kiss Detroit Rock City.
I did that. I did that
one?
earlier.
Okay.
I did that when I was posting some of the Detroit folks that were in the chat. But
I feel you.
Yep. But we have come to the end of our time, so I just want to thank each of you guys for watching today. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Go watch the episode on YouTube as well. We appreciate all the views. Continue to build the channel, continue to build everything out, continue to get more sponsors. If you know anybody that you think would like to sponsor the show, or if you got a product that you want to push, please shoot me a DM. I appreciate it. I will make it work. I appeal to all budgets. So
Yes.
hit me up. All right. And we'll see you guys next time.